Just about a day after he bought a more than 9% share of Twitter, Elon Musk, who was going to be a passive investor, I'll remind you, has been appointed to the board. We found that out thanks to the CEO, Parag Agrawal, who tweeted, "I am excited to share that we're appointing Elon Musk to our board. Through conversations with Elon in recent weeks, it became clear to us that he would bring great value to our board. He's both a passionate believer and intense critic of the service, which is exactly what we need on Twitter and in the boardroom to make us stronger in the long term. Welcome, Elon." And he responded, "Looking forward to working with Parag and Twitter board to make significant improvements to Twitter in coming months." And I'm sure that that's how this is going to go. I have just thought about every interaction that Elon Musk has had with Twitter, what he has contributed to Twitter. And I just think, Dan, that him being on the board means that all of our actual concerns about the service, the frustrations that people have, will now be addressed. Do you share my optimism?
Absolutely not. I can't even pretend to be cynical or joke about this. This is definitely concerning. There's a reason, there's this little silver lining that you have as a graphic at the end, so I'll wait for that. But to begin with, I'll say that from a little bit of the rumblings I've heard, the people who work at Twitter are not pleased with the fact that Elon Musk, who is a controversial figure to say the least, who postures as being this altruistic billionaire, but in reality is really just in for capitalist exploitation for himself. I think just to come up top of my head, and full disclosure, my headline tweet on Twitter is the time I tweeted to Elon Musk, "How long till Elon Musk gets the guillotine?" and he actually responded. So I don't really love the guy, but he just recently, there's that instance where Tesla had routine racism at one of its factories. And it's one of those cases where Elon Musk is the CEO getting a lot of criticism for how he's treating workers and employees, just kind of turns the other way. So another instance where Elon Musk ignores the wishes of workers, that's gonna be very important for the guy who's trying to colonize Mars. But
definitely.
Yeah, when it comes to coming on Twitter, now remember, we have this outsized belief of how relevant Twitter is because we're in the political space, but it does guide a lot of the conversation that ends up trickling down to people. But Elon Musk has this Joe Rogan informed victim complex that people with millions of followers and tons of wealth and fame and status who could call any show and get booked on it instantly are certainly at risk of being canceled or at risk of having their free speech revoked or whatever. All these things about shadow banning and whatever. Maybe there's a silver lining in that Elon Musk is, an engineer-minded person and works at these companies. And maybe if someone sits him down and goes, "Okay, you're not in charge of this company, so you can't call the shots, first of all. Second of all, these are the reasons why shadow banning is a little bit overblown, or why your Twitter would be a lot worse if we didn't automatically filter these certain things." And yeah, we don't always get it right. Lord knows Twitter does not always get it right. But a lot of these different things are a little bit more complicated than an outsider might believe. Maybe Elon Musk would get that. Also, Elon Musk is a hard-headed jackass, so I doubt it.
Yeah, 100%. And he's also perfectly willing to lie. Like he could just begin tweeting, "Yeah, no, they told me they shadow ban conservatives," and you'd think, well, why would he lie about that? Because Elon Musk, despite being a famous person and the wealthiest person on the planet, every second of every day he is desperately thirsty to be more relevant, to have more people love him, and to be showered with more wealth. He is maybe eclipsing Trump. He is horny to be bigger than he is. So you don't think that he would lie about that? You don't think he'd use his position? That's how he's used Twitter from the very beginning. He runs in plain view pump and dump schemes on cryptocurrency on social media. He doxes journalists. This is already what he's done, and he has almost never faced any consequences for the way he's manipulated Twitter illegally to benefit himself financially. What do you think? There are going to be more consequences now? He's now even more immune. He can do anything he wants, and conservatives will be reassured that they too will be free to do whatever they want with him as their champion on the inside, breaking the terms of service, endangering people's lives, endangering journalists' lives. That's what this is really about. And so why wouldn't Republicans be excited about it? As they are, as you'll see in this clip.
That Elon Musk is a conservative per se, it's that he's a free thinker.
Right.
And that's what used to be, Twitter used to be an open field of free thought.
Right. Wondered, she's former Treasury official, friend of this show. She wondered if Elon Musk would help unfreeze Donald Trump's account, given the fact that if you really want all the opinions out there, she argues, you probably should let the former president come back to Twitter.
We'll see. We'll see. It's very exciting, though, for people who are sick of all the censorship.
You're right, but the left has determined that speech is violence. You know, that's their argument on so many of these things. So if he attempted to bring Donald Trump back, which he should, the target gets even bigger on his back.
But
So really fast, and I'm gonna try to keep this brief because I can see one or two people in the chat being like, why are you against Elon Musk? Because he's pro free speech. I'm going to beg you to please think at least more than like 1 micron deep into these topics. Just because they say they're pro free speech doesn't mean that they are. As I said, the guy doxes journalists who report factual information about him. Do you think he's pro free speech? Them right there, they're saying he's just a free thinker. He just likes free speech. How many books have they encouraged to be banned recently? How many words, phrases have they said you can't say in schools? How many, they're trying to cancel Disney literally as we speak. Could you please not buy lock, stock, and barrel into all of the framing that they've done around this issue? They are not pro free speech. They are pro their censorship and very much in favor of getting away with saying insane things. That's it. They want to be defended. They're not defending values, they're defending their own interests. That's it. And this should not need to be explained. It is all abundantly clear. Final thoughts, Dan?
If I could really fast, I want to get to the graphic that kind of goes into the details about whether or not Elon Musk, or what he can do while he has this agreement with, he's on the board, right? Because basically it'll let you know that the worry right there, yeah. The second paragraph basically, it's a bunch of economic, like legal jargon, but basically says he can't be an activist investor, so to speak, even for like 90 days thereafter. He's not allowed to either by himself or as a member of a group try to do if you're a fan of HBO Succession, try to do a hostile takeover in that sense. So I don't get any conspiracy theories of, oh, Elon Musk is gonna try to take over Twitter from the inside. But one of the most prolific, wildest tweeters and a very dangerous billionaire mogul in society right now, who is doing exploitation all over the world through his companies under the guise of climate change and saving the world, we should keep in mind that he has his thumb on the scales of Twitter, which, while I think it's overblown by a lot of right wingers, is an important way for people who don't have a major platform to get their voices heard. I always say cancel culture isn't an attack against freedom from speech. It's actually an opportunity for people who usually don't see the consequences for their actions or hear criticism at all, at the very least, to have to confront that. And a lot of times it's terrible and begets awful harassment. Twitter needs to do a better job of that. Elon Musk is not gonna be your guy to fix that.
Exactly. Yeah, none of them are. Nobody has more access to publicity, to opportunities than the people who claim loudly, shriekingly that they have been canceled. And he is a big part of that. You want freedom of speech? Credit the people whose memes you steal on Twitter, Elon Musk. How about that? How about you credit them? What about their speech? They made the meme, you just steal it for virtual likes. It's all so childish. Anyway, let's move into something.
At least Elon Musk should start stealing memes that were like from newer than 6 years ago. Like no more Doge stuff. Like, come on, please.
No, he is one of the cringiest people on the literal planet, and it's going to be my lifelong quest to get people to acknowledge that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.